Good morning. My name is Odette Battarel, and here's my video to answer the 3 questions for the interview of the post of service training consultant. To have a high quality training session, the trainer needs to work before the session itself. So preparing good quality, attractive, clear, simple course materials, making sure that the participants don't have any particular access needs with regards to vision, maybe language. Language needs to be kept to plain English. And any jargons, it's always good to have a kind of a list that explains any jargon that might be used or needed. The trainer needs to manage the session to ensure that not the participants that are loud and confident sort of take over, making sure that those that are more quiet or shy are also involved and feel comfortable, feel they are in a safe learning environment. The physical aspect of the environment is also important, making sure the room is not too hot, not too cold, that there's no noise, no distractions. And even for people, for an e-learning session, it is important for the trainer to ask the participants to ensure they can have those conditions at home so they can concentrate and take in the learning. The trainer needs to also ask whether there are any dietary needs, if there is any kind of catering or refreshments on offer. The content of the course needs to cover all the aspects needed for the final outcome. So the trainer needs to know what do the participants need to learn. And it's good to have a lesson plan and to present it to the learners so they know what they're going to be learning. And that is going to be kind of in bite sizes. They're not going to sit a whole session listening to somebody talk. Because of the different learning styles of the participants, the trainer will need to introduce a variety of teaching tools, whether it be a whiteboard, a flip chart, videos, games, task activities, putting people in twos, giving people the opportunity to also contribute with their own knowledge. Make the participants feel valued. The trainer is also quite important they speak up. They have a good speaking voice, that people can hear them. That I have been in training sessions where the speaker spoke just too fast. So it's important the trainer also checks that the learning is happening, that people are taking the information on board, the skill, whether it be a new behavior, a new law, a new skill, something practical or something more intellectual. The trainer will need to ensure that participants feel safe, they can concentrate, they can take on board the new learning, and also in the end that the outcome of the course or the session has been achieved. And for the participants to feel confident that they can apply the new learning or those new skills in their everyday, in their work. And they know when they need to do it. Is it tomorrow? Is it Monday? Is it next month? When does the organization need their employees or volunteers to kind of apply the learning to their work? So they need to feel confident that they can do this, but also where to go if they need extra support after the course. Where can they find the information? Will the course have handouts and information that will support them? Will they be available for the participants to ask questions? or maybe sort of signposts to websites, to books, to articles, or to somebody in the organization who is going to be sort of nominated to support them. I have been the manager of a service for blind and partially sighted adults in the southeast of London. Sight loss affects everybody from all cultural backgrounds, social economic backgrounds, people that are academic, people that are not. And so I had to deal with a wide range of customers, old and young, employed, unemployed, mothers, fathers, grandparents, every representative of the local community. And it was in Southwark, in Lambeth, in the heart of London, where people come from all over the world, and their outlook on blindness and visual impairment is very different from one another. I think to give my customers the best service, the most important thing was to listen to them. To listen to them with sympathetic ear, but also to make them feel that their question is valid, that their query is important. It is important to them. So I made sure that every question was a valid one. Some people were newly blind. Some people had been blind for many years or since birth. So people came from all different angles, with all different experiences behind them, and people had other hidden disabilities as well. I didn't question people's actions or attitudes or beliefs. I just listened to the question they had for me and tried to resolve it, finding them the information, giving them the support they needed. One lady phoned and asked me to help her talk about, she wanted to talk about employment as a visually impaired person. She couldn't come to the office at London Bridge. I wasn't quite sure why, but I didn't really ask her. I said, well, let's meet near where you live, where you can get to. Because I know that people who have visual impairment will not know every route. They might only be able to do routes they know, familiar routes. So I met her at the station and we went to a local cafe to talk. It turned out she also had MS and had mobility, physical mobility issues, and was walking with a walking stick. And I think the fact that I listened to her, I gave her my experience I've learned from other people. I shared a conversation with her, giving her space to talk, but ensuring that I could also give her the information she needed and the support, the emotional support. I think good customer care also involves not just the pure information side of things, but also the emotional support. The person has to feel that they are being cared for, hence customer care. Third question, what challenges will LND face in this sector? Well, certainly with the pandemic and social isolation, this will affect the recruitment process, training, and also what kind of jobs people are going to go for. For the training, it will be difficult to have many different training to use the usual training materials like a flip chart, or putting people in groups of 2 to give them tasks to do, or to show people manual skills. So the trainers are going to have to change how they deliver their sessions and be inventive and creative, and learn how to embed different videos and music and all sorts of elements to their digital delivery, so to speak. It's also difficult to know if the trainees, if the participants are going to have also themselves the right technology to follow the training. Do they have mobile phones? Do they only have mobile phones? Or will they need a laptop? And will they need to hook it up onto their television to see a number of people joining in Zoom meetings? What will they need skill-wise or equipment-wise? Also, we were talking about the environment, the learning environment. Will people have the peace and quiet, the right environment at home to be able to concentrate and learn and take information, new information in? For recruiting, it is quite difficult to recruit people digitally, although here's a video for you. One is used to kind of gauging people's personalities and if they're going to fit in a team through talking to them, through their voice, through their mannerism, through what they're saying. The screen somehow does feel a bit artificial, and not everybody is at ease talking in front of a camera. People sort of put on maybe a different persona, or it seems that they're not quite real. So recruiters are also going to have to change the way they gauge whether the person is suitable. Talking about teams, often the spirit of team building is people actually meeting up, chatting, talking, not just about the learning, but all the kind of social interaction around it that is very, very kind of strong glue for sort of keeping people together and building teams. So that is going to have to probably change. And although people are capable of changing, and this pandemic has actually proved it, it is a challenge. It is a challenge. In the longer term, with the pandemic and the foreseen kind of economic turndown, there will be less money around, less money for training, for materials, for resources. Will people consider that the role, the job of fostering, the money that people earn while fostering and caring, is it enough for them to survive? If food, if rent, if all the kind of everyday cost of living goes up. So inspiring people to be carers, to be foster carers, to be foster parents, inspiring people to work in the sector might be a challenge. And this concludes my answers to the 3 questions. I hope you've enjoyed my video and hope to hear from you soon. Goodbye for now.